Thank you for joining us, and welcome to the 8th episode of Driving Business. I'm Bob Myers with Brand Fuel Solutions, and I'm here in Sinking Spring, Pennsylvania at the birthplace of Tippy with founder and CIO Terry McKim. Tippy is the clear tip management leader, helping salon professionals to better manage their income and at the same time helping salons and spa owners to operate more profitably. Want to find out how they do it? Hop on in and take a drive with us. Ready to take a drive?
I'm ready.
Let's do this. So Terry, there's been a massive level of tech that's emerged in pro beauty over the last, say, 8 years or so. And, you know, Tippy's a very unique solution. You know, tell us what problem or what pain point Tippy solves for salon owners.
I mean, obviously we're in the tip business, you know, Tippy. But the whole idea was, you know, the concept was born at Lords and Ladies salons. I can vividly remember I walked into the office and there was a payroll company in, and they were pitching their product to Terry, the owner, and the rest of the team. And I walked in, being the marketing guy, and I walk in and typical, I have no interest in payroll, you know, or whatever. So I'm sitting there, I'm waiting to talk about the next marketing campaign, and I'm just, you know, ADD squirreling, you know, can't sit still. And then I heard Terry start to talk about tips. And tips I do, obviously, I grew up in the industry. My mom cut hair. You know, it's, to me, that was cash under the mattress kind of mentality where she put in envelopes, and each of those envelopes were associated to grocery shopping or Christmas money. You know, and
it's a main part of the income stream.
Yeah, it's 25, even when it was cash, or now it's 25% of their income or more, you know, depending on how well they're doing. But I remember that vividly. I remember my mom and it being, you know, everyone's heard me say, like, it put food on the table. Tips put food on the table. And literally, the grocery envelope went with us. The grocery money, you know, went with us to go get it, or
for sure,
go, you know, toy shopping, or Jamesway or Kmart, which you're familiar with, I'm sure.
Yep.
If you're from this area, being at that store and, hey, I want this GI Joe. My mom can tell. Okay, well, this is the you know, the fun money.
Yeah, this is our play money. Yep.
Yeah, and that's always in the back of my head. And I heard Terry talk about tips and how they handle tips and paying the processing fees, and it's money in, money out. So you're paying these fees, which we could argue it's the cost of doing business, but it doesn't mean it doesn't bother a salon owner.
Right. Right.
So I just started sketching on, I think I flipped over that marketing campaign we were working on. I flipped it over and started sketching this idea of just simple, to keep it simple, which is how can a customer tip a stylist directly? So I went down this whole rabbit hole of, could you use PayPal to tip somebody? I remember going through all the paperwork of PayPal and figuring out how that could work and putting this whole model together. And PayPal basically, you know, someone very low in the total pool of PayPal saying, like, yeah, it's not gonna work. So anyway, I kind of sat on it, and then obviously the big one was everyone I talked to was like, nobody's gonna like this. Cash is king. It's like, well, I want to prove you wrong. And I even remember, like, when I sold Terry on it, and Terry Durr was like, I don't know. I'm like, listen, let's go talk to your accountant. And I remember sitting in the accountant's office and him being like, no one will do this.
Oh, wow.
Okay, people like cash. And I was like, well, now I got to prove him wrong too. Like, yeah, it's like I got a list. Like,
now I got a whole list of people to prove wrong here. So how did Tippy get started? Well, you know, what's the story? You know, obviously that's part of it.
Thanks to, you know, Dylan. Dylan is somebody, and
Dylan Da Silva, one of our other driving business hosts. Yes.
Yeah, I love Dylan. He's so fun. He's like David Copperfield. Like, you're at these like trade shows, and you're like, Dylan, you showing? I don't know. And then out of nowhere, it just pops up somewhere, and you're like, where'd you come from? I was introduced to Dylan through, well, at the time, Raylon.
Yeah.
Hayfences. Thankfully, it's such a tight-knit, you know, community that I reached out to Josh, got Dylan's number. Me and Dylan became friendly, and I said, hey, I have this idea. Like, and I sketched it out. I know how I want it to flow. I just need you to just help me strap something together and see if this will work. And then figured, okay, there has to be a better way to do the payments. And that's where David, my, you know, awesome brother-in-law, got involved. He was in that space, and we were together for Christmas one year at the family's house, and He's very successful, in his career.
Yeah, didn't David spend some time in the stock market? Or
yeah, he's in Wall Street.
Yeah.
And then somehow I convinced him to take a couple months he was looking for a new venture after his other company, and I remember saying, just take a look at it. Let me know what you think. And then he finally came back, and after about 3 months of research on his own, and said, hey, I think you got something here. I was like, I've been saying that. Let's do it. So he actually helped me get something together, and
so now you started getting allies.
Yeah, exactly. Now I'm starting to turn people around. That validation definitely helped.
Yeah.
And then being at Lords and Ladies and having someone like Terry, the owner, behind me, was obviously a great thing for me and adds to the success. We knew we had something there and really building something to help the 7 locations at Lords and Ladies, but I think the real validation was Patron from Salon Centric had heard about it.
Yeah.
And then Pat Parenti, who at the time was president of L'Oreal.
Oh yeah.
Or PPD. And typical me, I went to him and said,
you didn't know it couldn't be done, right?
Exactly.
Well, you had a lot of guts, and that's one thing that most entrepreneurs share, is that they have the bravery to actually step out and do something different, even though you're being told no.
That's a good thing now. I like it.
So that's great. No. So for context, I think it's important to, kind of look at why, tips are such a pain point in our industry. And I think if you look at the restaurant industry in 1993, they got relief in the form of a tip tax credit that owners of restaurants could improve their profitability with, since they were paying FICA tax on all the tips that were being collected for the meals they were serving and for the service providers. And they weren't seeing any of those dollars coming into their revenue stream. So, the government recognized that, hey, this is unfairly, penalizing the restaurant owners. The unfortunate thing is it's the same model for the salon industry. And there are service providers, and they accept gratuities and tips, and salon owners are still responsible for that FICA tax. And of course, through organizations like PBA, they're working on the 45B FICA tax tip credit, and I think that, if it passes, will be a great benefit for salon owners. But I think it's important to understand that while this is income, a lot of it, I think, it's definitely not reported, and it can cause even more financial trouble for a stylist or a salon professional who's looking to maybe buy a car or buy a house or do something else, invest in a business themselves. They go out, I want to start a salon. Well, guess what? You don't qualify.
You're right. I think it's one of those things. It's like, why? And the PBA has been great. I think it's one of those things. It's an uphill battle. I think everyone knew that. The restaurant industry has a lot of money behind it, a lot of lobbying. So then you're playing catch up. I think it's unfair. It's one thing if you're creating something from scratch, but like you said, it's the work's been done. So why can't it be the same for every industry? And there's so many.
And the model works. I mean, a customer in a restaurant can go in and pay for their meal, put their tip right on the same charge, and it's accounted for, and the restaurant gets a credit for a certain percentage of that they don't have to pay the tax.
So. And it encourages the restaurant owner to support it, be compliant with it, as opposed to kind of shy away from it.
Makes sense, totally. So I know you'd have to off me if I get the answer, but what are the big priorities? What are Tippy's big priorities going into 2023?
Well, we definitely, we want to obviously grow our network. We want to help more service professionals. A big thing for us, when we started, when I mentioned Pat and Patron, their one concern they had was scalability. At the time we were all really focused on integrating with the point of sales. And me personally, I love it because I knew everyone at the point of Salon Biz, John Harms, and Millennium. I knew, you knew everybody, so I wanted to do that. But scaling with integration was going to be tough. So we decided, no, we're going to be plug and play. So we're going to have a kiosk It's going to show up. It's going to connect to Wi-Fi, and yes, it's the second swipe after your transaction for services and retail, which took me a while to get over, to figure out. But realized it being a secret sauce for us, and it's allowed us to grow and get to this point. And that's part of it. But a big one will be integrations. We started POS integrations.
I was going to ask, what are your integrations for the other salon management tools that they have?
Yeah, we'll end the year with 3 or 4 integrations. We've accomplished those in the last 6 months, and we have about 3 or 4 more lined up for next year.
Great.
Majority of them in the beauty space, obviously, because we all know that space. Some actually outside the beauty industry, and that's kind of will be part of a portion of our growth. We're biased and we know the beauty space so well that we're not going to avoid it. But there's some other opportunities out there. There's service professionals everywhere. There's people that want to leave tips and people that need tips. So hospitality is a big one. We're providing some really cool tools.
So you're potentially looking outside the salon habitat. That's great.
It's got. There's a need for it. But so that's part of our growth. We'll be growing. Finding the right partners in those spaces, obviously, to help us grow. And then keep growing our awesome team. Again, I'm biased, but I think we have one of the best teams in the beauty space.
Okay, so outside of beauty, we have something in common. Our
good looks.
Our good looks. Spot on. No, both of our sons play lacrosse.
Yeah.
Or played lacrosse, in my case. So tell me, what does Terry do when Terry's not running a high-performance tech company?
Exactly that. Sports. Our kids keep us busy. It's lacrosse, wrestling, soccer. We're here to take care of our kids, make them good people.
Absolutely.
That's it. And I think any activity does that, but in our case, sports does that. But yeah, lacrosse is one. I wasn't around when I was in school, and I love it.
It wasn't a sport that I could participate in, but I love it too. I think had it been, I would have been a player. That's for sure. Yeah.
We should go play. Want to go play? Let's go throw.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let's do it.
Let's grab some sticks and go throw a ball.
Okay. I'm game.
All right.
So we're back at Lords and Ladies. We'll just. This is a great business, and definitely one of the premier salons in this section of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, excellent people. So. Thank you, Terry, for taking time with us today. This has been great, and actually, I did enjoy the lacrosse catch play a little bit.
We'll both have Advil later.
I'll be. Oh God, what was that pain? Yeah, I shouldn't be doing that. And as a tradition on Driving Business, I want to award you with your own Brand Fuel Solutions cap.
Thank you.
That's it.
My wife says I have too many hats, but I don't think I have enough.
Never have enough caps. That's right. Never have enough.
Thank you.
So, no, Tippy is a great organization. If you want to learn more about Tippy, you can go to their website at www.meettippy.com. And if you want to learn more about what I do at Brand Fuel Solutions, you can go to brandfuelsolutions.com. And one more call out I'm going to make today is to the PBA, and that's probeauty.org. If you want to catch up on what's going on with the FICA tax tip credit that Myra is working on there, they're dedicated, they're head down into getting this thing through for the salon industry. Please visit their website and support the efforts that PBA is making. So
take action.
Take action. Yeah. You got that right.
Share it, take action, fill it out. It takes 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Yep. That's right. So thank you for watching, and until next time, have a great day.